So here I want us to look at the lengths. There's like, you need to understand which there's something whereby you can get the actual length. And then there is this one whereby you can get the maximum length. The maximum length is like, even if you see which, like, check here, they are saying which you have PQ. Yeah? When they say PQ here, they're not necessarily meaning which it's going to be this distance here. It can be anywhere. They just want the maximum one, which is that one whereby you are going to be getting the turning point after getting the coordinate, X coordinate of the turning point. And then we are going to get, it's similar to the one that we were doing yesterday. Okay, but let's start with number A here. Number one, they say A, determine the length of OE. OE, it's from here to here. What is happening here at E, Jane?
Y-intercept.
Is the Y-intercept, no? Now, it's the y-intercept of which line? We should be careful here. It's a y-intercept. We have two lines here. It's a y of which one? F of x or g of x?
G of x.
G of x. So you will say which you have the y-intercept. So you're going to look for the y-intercept. Then you're going to say which y is going to be 0 plus 1. Again. And then you say y is going to be equaling to 1. It means the coordinates of E, you have 0, which goes with 1. So if they want the length here, it means starting from here. Actually, you know what is x here. You know what is y here. What is y here on this line?
0.
It's 0. Ne? Yeah, so if they wanted to get the length of OE, you're going to say it's 1 minus 0. Agree, you know what is y here. So here you have the coordinate 0 is to 0. So when you want to get OE, because it's in the y-axis, even if like you say x, if you say this one, subtract this one, it's still going to give you 0. I get that one. Then you're going to concentrate on y. Y, you are going to say 1 minus 0, which is going to give you what? 1. So how do we do it? We always take the top minus the bottom. No? Top minus the bottom. Now, what else do they want? They want the length of OA.
OA.
Yeah, OA is this one. So you want the coordinates of A, and then you know the coordinates of O again. So how do you get the coordinates of A?
F of x.
You are going to use f of x. No?
Yes.
Yeah, so you'll say you have f of 0. Everywhere you see x, you're going to put 0. And then you have minus 0 all squared plus 2 multiplied by 0 plus 3. And then it says you are going to have 0 here. You are going to have 3, man, I mean. Then the coordinates of A, it means you have 0, which goes with 3 again. Then we want this length here, starting from here up until there. Now, you shouldn't worry about x because it's 0 and 0. You see that one again? It's 0 goes with 1 with 0. So if you want to get OA, you are going to say top. Which one is top? O or A?
A.
It's A. So you're going to say top minus the bottom. What is going to be top minus the bottom?
3 minus 0.
It's 3 minus 0. Then the length is going to be given as what? As 3.
3.
Yeah, and then for something like this one here, they might give you, okay, 1 mark. So it's 1 mark, 1 mark. So you'll get 4 for something like this one here. Okay, we going to go to the next one, CD. Let's go and check which C and D. So what is happening here at C?
X-intercept.
Yeah, is the x-intercept of F, and then it's also the x-intercept of G again. And then D is also an x-intercept of F. So we can use F because C and D, they are both on F. So we'll say number B. Oh, this is number A here. So number B, we'll come and say, let's get the coordinates of C and D. How to get the coordinates of C and D? You say y should be 0.
Yes.
Okay, you have 0, which is going to be equaling to minus x squared plus 2x plus 3. You want to factorize this again?
Yes.
Yeah, the best thing will be to make your A to be positive by dividing everything by negative. So you divide by negative, divide by negative, divide by negative, divide by negative. And then it says which you are going to have x squared minus 2x minus 3, which is going to be 0. Ne? Then you can open your two brackets here. If you open the brackets, you're going to have x and x again.
Yes.
And then what should I
Plus
put
one.
inside here?
Plus 1.
So I'm going
Plus
to have
1.
plus
Plus
1
Minus 3.
minus 3.
3.
And then it says which x is going to be minus 1 or x is going to be equaling to 3 again. Okay, let's come and put the
Yes.
coordinates here so that you will remember. So you have 1, which, oh, this one here is minus 1.
Yes.
Okay, here you have minus 1, which goes with 0. Here you have 3, which goes with 0 again. So yeah, we shouldn't worry about y, because check what is going to happen to y. Agree y is 0 and 0. Can you see that one again?
Yes.
Yeah, and then if they say they want the distance of DC, look at how do we get the distance of DC. So if you want to get the distance of DC, this is how you're going to do it. You're going to say from the highest to the lowest. Agree here, we're also doing it that we set the highest to the lowest again. So what is the highest value
Yes.
here? So we're going to say 3 minus open bracket. What is the lowest?
Minus 1.
Yeah, it's minus 1 here. Hence, when I said to you, if you are dealing with the positive and the negative, you're adding, because negative and negative, again, negative and negative, they're going to give you what?
Positive.
Yeah, then you're going to get what? Positive 4. So basically, that's how we do it. We say which from the highest to the lowest. The biggest, it's always the biggest number minus the smallest number. Biggest minus the smallest number, and then it's going to give you 4 here. Okay. We're still fine again.
Yes.
Let's get the coordinates, number C. Let's get the coordinates of the turning point, which is B here. How would you get the coordinates of the turning point?
F of x.
We're going to use the equation of f of x again. So, okay, I'm writing f of x here. We're going to use f of x is equal to minus x squared plus 2x plus 3. Okay, what should we do from here?
Then we will reach A or G.
Okay, what is our a here, Mashita?
Minus 1.
Minus 1. Okay,
B 2.
b is going to be 2.
C 3.
C is going to be 3. Ne? And then what you get as it's minus b all over 2a. Ne?
Yes.
So you have minus open bracket 2 all over 2 multiplied by minus 1. And then what you get?
1.
Minus 1.
You get minus 1 or 1?
1.
1.
We get 1. Okay.
Yes.
Now that we got it, what should I do from here?
Substitute.
We
Move on.
substitute in the formula.
F of 1 is going to be given as minus open bracket 1 all squared plus 2 multiplied by 1 plus 3. This one gives you minus 1 plus 2 plus 3. What do we get?
4.
It's going to be 4.
4.
So yeah, we'll come and write with the coordinates of the turning point here. We're going to have 1 which goes with 4. We're still fine.
Yes.
Okay, what else are we looking for now? They say which we should give them the length of OF.
Oh.
Yeah, we want OF. Let's come and check. We have O here again.
Yes.
And then we have F here again.
Yes.
Now, let's come and check what are going to be the coordinates of F here. What do you expect the coordinates of F to be?
1 and 0.
Yeah, so you have 1 which goes with what? With 0. Ne? So you concentrate on O and F. I'm a coordinates ka O, you know them. What are the coordinates of O? It's 0 and 0.
Yes.
Yeah, coordinates of O is 0 and 0, and then coordinates of F it's 1 and 0. Okay. Okay, now on number D, it means which you will say, okay. Let's put it here. On number D, it means which you will say which O F is going to be highest. Highest is 1. 1 minus the lowest. What is the lowest value?
0.
It's 0. Ne? So the length of OF is going to be given as what? As 1. We're still fine.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, what else do they want? They say which determine the length of BF. So let's go and check which, where is B, where is F again. So we have B here again. We have F here.
Yes.
Now, what are the coordinates of B and F? So you see this one here. You have 1 and 1. 1 and 1, they are going to subtract each other. Okay, the X1s, they are going to subtract each other. Because this one here, it's a vertical line, so we're going to be concentrating on Y. So we have 4 minus 0. So this one here, it's going to be BF. So how do you get BF? You say which is the highest one, it's 4, Angish.
Yes.
So it's 4 minus the lowest one here for F. If you concentrate on Y, it's 0, Angish.
Yes.
And then it means which the length of BF is going to be equal to what? 4.
Oh.
Maransa Sakran, guys.
Yes.
Are you still good? Any questions so far?
Mm-mm.
No questions. Okay, let's go to number E then. On number E, they say PR. We want PR, ne? They say the length of PR if OR is equaling to 1.5. So it means this thing here, 1.5, you can write it as 3 all over 2. Okay, so we want PR. Let's go and check. We want PR. We are told Uguti. O R is equaling to 1.5. So sifuna ubanti ne? Sifuna u-PR ngisho. Are we good?
Yes.
So what is going to be from, they told us which from O to R, we can get to which one is going to be our X value here. From O to R, we are told which this one here is going to be what? It means which from here, actually from here to here, it's 1.
Yes.
And then it means which from here to here, it's going to be what to be? 3 all over 2. And then we have 3 all over 2, which goes with what? With 0.
Mm.
And then P, R. So what are the coordinates of P? Eh?
2 over 3 is 2.
It's what?
2 over 3.
2 all is 3 all over 2. It goes with what then?
Mm.
Guys, are we still here?
Yes.
So P, what are going to be the coordinates of P?
3.5.
3,5. Why 3,5? Yeah, why 3,5? Why 3,5? Like, why specifically 3,5?
Like Mr. Libella distance here BP FR.
BP. Yeah. Yeah, I can see BP. Yeah.
FR.
And FR. FR, yeah.
This I think that's one.
What is the same, Mashita?
So can you say what it's in between A, B?
Can we say what?
P is like in between A, B.
You want to say which P here?
Mm.
So basically, you want to guess it, guys.
Most we don't know.
Yeah, but we can carry it, agree, Jane. Remember, P is a point. Can you see which P is a point on F? We know what is X. Agree, they gave us X. Indirectly, they gave us X because they know which if you give people X, they can get Y. Yeah, we're going to take this thing here, Mashita, and then we're going to substitute it. That is why they gave us the X. We are not going to forge it. So we'll come and say, okay, we want PR again. So that's number E.
Mm.
On number E, we're going to say F of 3 all over 2 minus 3 all over 2 all squared plus 2 multiplied by 3 all over 2 plus 3. And then we type this in our calculator. And then we're going to get the answer here. We're going to have minus again. Open bracket.
Yes.
I hope you're also typing that side, guys. So that when I make a mistake here, we are able to correct. What do we get, Jane?
I got 15 over 4.
You got 15 all over 4. Okay, let's just confirm it here. It's 15 all over 4. So we have 15 all over what? All over 4. So what is going to be the length of PR then? I get this one, we got 15 all over 4 here. So what is going to be the length of PR?
3.75 units.
15 all over 4.
It's going to be 15 all over 4, yeah. So PR is going to be equaling to 15 all over what? All over 4. Sisasakran, guys. Mara imnand activity lena. It's like you're playing a puzzle. Okay, let's go to number F then. But we want you to give us PT. PT, I'm going to PT. And then, but we want you to give us PT. Ne? But OP is equaling to 5, meaning here you have minus 5, which goes with 0. You agree with me?
Yes.
So what are going to be the coordinates of T then, Jane?
Minus 5.
Minus 5, and then we don't know what is going to be Y.
Yes.
Y. How do you get Y?
Substitute.
So we are going to substitute on F or on G.
G of X.
We are going to substitute on G of X. So okay, with number F, we say which we are going to have G of minus 5, which is going to be given as minus 5 plus 1, which is going to be minus 4 again. So go shoot uno minus 4. Ne? And then be careful here. Be careful. Remember, you always start from the highest to the lowest. Always start from the highest to the lowest. So minus 5 no 5. This one we shouldn't worry about them. If they are the same, minus 5 and 5, they are going to cancel each other out. So this one and this one, they can cancel each other out. It means PT wako manje. PT. PT, you say the highest. Agree between 0 and minus 4. Which one is bigger?
4.
Which one is bigger between 0 and minus 4?
0.
Yeah, so you're going to say 0 minus open bracket minus 4. Hence, length is always going to be positive. Negative and negative is going to give you what?
Positive.
Yeah, then you're going to get positive 4. I landing a physics and maths. All right. Let's give this one to offense. I'm giving this one to you, number G. Offense, they are saying the length of OH from here to here. Let's try different color. So from O to H, they told us which we have 5, which goes with 0. Ne?
Yes.
And then they want to know which one is going to be HJ. Oh, they say the length of OH. Oh, they say the length. So when you should determine the length of OH, sorry about that. You are supposed to determine the length of OH if you are told which HJ. So HJ, I will come and write here, which, okay, what do we have here? Let's check. Yeah, here. HJ, from H to J, they say which we have 5 units, meaning which here, you are going to have Y value. Agree this thing. HJ is equal to 5 units, meaning which from here to here, it's going to be equal to what, to 5. No? Yeah, now, what do we know from here? What is it that they're giving us here? They're giving us starting from here up until here. So in other words, they're saying which we are giving you Y because starting from here to here is going to be a Y value here. So I'll come and say, it means in other words, they're saying to me here, I have -5 because I'm in the negative side. Does it make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And then what are we looking for, Tim?
X.
X.
We're looking for X. Okay. Which equation are you going to use? F or G?
F of X.
F.
F.
You're going to use F of X. No?
Mm.
Yes.
Okay, if you use F of X, okay, let's use F of X here. What are you going to do if you use F of X? So we are at number G. If you use F of X, what are you going to do?
We substitute -5 for Y.
Yeah, for Y, we are going to put -5 again. So we're going to have
Mm.
-5, which is going to be equal to -x squared. And then we're going to have, Ghana is what is plus 2x, no?
Yes.
Plus,
Yes.
Plus 3.
yeah, and then you transpose everything to this other side. Take this one to this other side. It says which are going to have x squared. Take this one to this other side. You're going to have -2x. This one, it's positive. Okay? When it gets here, it's going to become what?
Negative.
Negative.
So you have -8, which is going to be 0 here.
Yes.
Okay, now that we have this, what are you going to do here?
Factorize.
X.
Okay, let's factorize. I have x, I have x. What am I going to put here?
Plus 4 minus
Plus 4
minus 2.
4.
minus 2.
-4 plus 2.
Minus
2.
4 plus 2. Ne?
Yes.
So we are going to have -4 plus 2. And then it says x is going to be 4 or x is going to be equal to -2. Which one are we taking, man? Are we taking 4 or -2 for h here? What are going to be the coordinates of h here?
4.
4 is
Zero.
0.
So we're going to have 4, which goes with 0. It means here, we know what is this one here. This one here is going to be 4 also. Then we shouldn't worry about 4 because 4 and 4 is exactly the same thing again. So we should only worry about from the top to the bottom, from the highest to the lowest. So what are we going to have then? We're going to have our OH as highest. What is the highest? 0 or -5?
0.
So we're
4.
going to have 0 minus open bracket. What am I going to write here?
Minus 5.
Eh? Then what are we looking for?
Minus
Tim?
We
5.
need minus means 4.
We are, well, now we are going to say 4.
Minus 0.
We are going to say 4 minus 0. Ne, Jane?
Mm.
Yeah, because we are looking for OH, Tin. We are not looking for JH. We are looking for O up until H. And then we have
Yeah.
O and H. We have 0 and 0 for Y. Then we have 4 minus 0. So we're going to have 4 minus 0, which is going to give us what? 4.
Mm.
All right. Let's go to, we're almost there. H. H, they say the length of PQ. Can I erase this thing?
Yes.
Please.
Should I erase it?
Mm.
Yes.
Yes.
But I will still need some of the coordinates. But I'll try to just erase some of the things. But some of them we still need them. So we're looking for the length of PQ. We are looking for P and what and Q. Are we good?
Yes.
Mm.
And then what did they tell us then? Let's check what did they tell us. They told us which, okay, OR, English, OR, they already told us which one is OR. They told us which OR is equal to 2 all over 3 is to 0. Remember that, English?
Yes.
Now, if we want to get PQ, how are you going to get PQ? uzothi ngapha ama coordinates ka Q. The coordinates of Q, if I write them, let's write them here. So your coordinates of Q are going to be equaling to, you know what is going to be X. X is going to be 3:2, but you don't know what is Y. But we can get Y, Angisho.
Yes.
Ngamthola kanjani Y?
Substitute from G of X.
Substitute more G
Okay,
of X.
let's sub on G of X. Ne? So if we sub on G of X, we are going to have G of 3 all over 2, which is going to be 3 all over 2 plus 1. Angisho. And then 3 all over 2 plus 1 is going to give us 5 all over 2. Angisho. It's going to give us 2.5.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
we'll come and say, I'm a coordinates cap Q. It's 3 all over 2 and 5 all over 2. Angisho. Now, what else do we have? We have coordinates of P. Angisho. What are the coordinates of P? I'm a coordinates cap P. It's 3 all over 2. Uhambiselana nobani? No, 15 all over 4. Yabo? Now, you shouldn't worry about 3 all over 2. Look at this one. These two, I'm not going to worry about them because they are the same. Yabo? So this one and this one, I'm not going to worry about them. But I'm going to worry about P and Q. And then I'm going to take top minus bottom. Yabo? Bigger minus the smallest. Between the two of them, which one is bigger? Coordinates of P or coordinates of Q?
Coordinates of P.
Yeah, so PQ is going to be given as 15 all over 4 minus 5 all over 2. And then what do we get for from that?
5 over 4.
5 all over
4.
5 all over 4. Yeah. So it means this length here is going to be equaling to 5 all over 4. All right. We are getting to this one. This is the one that I wanted us to talk about, guys. What is the difference between this one here? This one, you see this one here. They're talking about the length of PQ. So if you know if they're talking about the length of PQ, they're talking about this actual length here. But if they say what is going to be the maximum length of PQ, they don't necessarily talk about this one. They mean what is the biggest value of PQ that you can get. So the difference between the two of them is that when you approach this question here, you are going to use the fact that on this equation here, this is what you're going to do. Look at this. It's what we were busy with yesterday. So you're going to say top minus the bottom. Because they're talking about, you see the word maximum, Manish? It's not the actual length here. So if you see the word maximum, it means the way you're going to approach it, you are going to say PQ is going to be given by Y of P minus Y minus the Y of Q. Minus the Y of Q. Okay. Then how do you approach this question here? You will say, what is going to be Y of P? Y of P is going to be given by the equation of f of x, because f of x is on top. So you come and write the equation of f of x exactly the way it is. So you're going to have minus x squared plus 2x plus 3 minus, then you're going to get Y of Q. Y of Q is going to be given by G of x. So you come and write this thing exactly the way it is. So you're going to have x plus 1. And then from here onwards, you're going to have minus x squared plus 2x plus 3 minus x minus 1. And then if you simplify this thing here, it's going to give you a quadratic equation. So you're going to have minus x squared.
Yes.
And then if you say this one and this one, these two, they're like terms.
Yes.
Yeah, and then you're going to get plus x. And then this one and this one, they're also like terms. This one you're going to get plus 2. Now, this equation that you just created here, it has its own A, it has its own B, it has its own C. So let's come and write what is A, what is B, what is C here. What is A here?
Minus 1.
Minus 1. What is B?
1.
1.
1. What is C?
2.
2. Okay. Then after getting this, I'm going to use the turning point formula to get what is going to be the turning point of this thing here. Then the turning point of this thing is going to be given by minus B all over 2A. Then I will say, okay, I have minus open bracket 1 all over 2 multiplied by minus 1, which is going to give me 1 all over 2. Now, this is not the maximum length. This one is the x value, which is going to give us the maximum length. So what do I do after this? I am going to take U minus U1 all over 2 long. I'm supper here. Are we still fine?
Yes.
Yes.
So we have PQ, which is going to be given as minus, open bracket, 1 all over 2 all squared plus 1 all over 2 plus 2. So what is the difference between the two questions here? This one here, if you calculate the length of PQ exactly, they are going to tell you what is X. If they tell you what is X, well, now you simply substitute. Ne? If they say they want the maximum length, it means that you are going to get an equation. And then you are going to get the turning point of that equation. After getting the turning point of that equation, the coordinates of the turning point, the Y value is going to be the length that they're talking about. And then if you type this in your calculator, what did you get there? Anyone who was typing? So it's the same equation. It's not the same equation. Let's do this. So we are going to have minus, open bracket. We have 1 all over 2 all squared.
So it
You get what?
gives us 9 over 4.
It gives us 9 all over 4. Yeah, so this one here is going to be the maximum length here. So if they're speaking about the maximum length, this is how we approach a question like this one is going to be 5 marks. Unlike the length it's like you can get 3-4 marks, but the one of maximum, we should be careful on this one here. Okay, guys, I think yes.
Can you more substitute that 1 all over 2 you? How can why?
Yeah, you're getting Y. And then Y is the value of is going to be the maximum length.
Oh.
Yeah, I agree they're talking about the maximum. So when you should know this when I tell it's like in length, we don't want this piece here. This piece here could be here, this piece could be here, this piece could be here. So they want the biggest that you can get. The biggest one that you can get is going to be determined by the Y value of the turning point. I agree this equation here is like we are forming a